The New England Patriots have just made an interesting signing on their offensive line. We talk about that signing and the ramifications behind it, plus the way the Patriots can enter the playoffs this upcoming Sunday. We go through all the potential scenarios. Hint, hint, the easiest one, just beat the Bills in your AFC East champs. Welcome into Patriots Digest, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with me here today on the show. We've got loads of Patriots news in here for you today with a signing, a workout the Patriots have hosted today, and of course, as I mentioned, we're going to go through every single playoff clinching scenario this week for the New England Patriots. As I mentioned, if you just win, though, you're the AFC East champions for the first time in 5 years, and you just swept the Buffalo Bills. That's the ideal way, but if you lose, you can still make the playoffs with a loss. We're going to talk about everything, but let's first talk about this offensive line because it's been relatively good, especially, great when you compare it to last season. However, injuries have started to take its toll later on here in the season. Will Campbell obviously remaining on IR for the next couple weeks. It seems like Jared Wilson will be back this week. He was at practice on Monday. We'll get a full official injury report tomorrow afternoon and get to break down that and see what his participation level is, whether it's limited or a full participant. But either way you slice it, the offensive line has been kind of looking for a little bit of a safe space. Well, that's kind of where we talked about a couple days ago with a potential signing. In case you missed the video, I believe it was back now a week ago with the Patriots bye. They hosted a tryout for a former player of theirs in Mekhi Butler. Now, Butler came out of Arkansas State in college. He was with the Patriots as a UDFA all the way through training camp. He was released on the day the 53-man roster came out. However, he did join the practice squad for week one before he was then officially let go and has been a free agent since across the NFL. Well, funny enough, he is now back with the New England Patriots as the Patriots made a couple different changes to their practice squad, funny enough, as they announced that Mekhi Butler has been signed and that in the corresponding move, they have released guard Bill Murray, as that has been the announcement. Want to give you an update on Mekhi Butler, why this move was made and a lot of details behind it. And Oliver Thomas of Pat's Pulpit helps us out here saying, quote, Butler, 24, had been back in Foxborough for a workout last week. The 6'3", 310-pound interior lineman originally signed with the participant after participating in rookie minicamp on a tryout basis in May. He played 52 offensive snaps during the preseason before being waived at the NFL's 53-man roster deadline in August, end quote. Now, Butler, according to inside sources, had a very good tryout with the New England Patriots, not to mention the fact that he was with the team for a majority of the offseason as well after the NFL draft and training camp all came about. Oliver Thomas once again saying, quote, a former National Junior College Association athlete, first-team All-American selection at Iowa Western Community College, Butler transferred to Arkansas State and redshirted in 2021. He went on to make 38 starts for the Red Wolves on the left side of the line, end quote. When we originally brought this report out to you that Mekhi Butler was working out with the New England Patriots, it kind of felt like a sign of maybe the Patriots don't feel as comfortable with their offensive line depth as they originally thought. And I think that still can be true, but in the way that we portrayed it last time, it was that maybe Will Campbell isn't going to be healthy as soon as we thought. Maybe it's going to be a little bit longer for Jared Wilson, but in my mind, I think this signing really shows that they just wanted to maybe have a younger offensive lineman in their practice squad because releasing a 28-year-old practice squad guy is intriguing. Speaking of which, another quote here from Oliver Thomas Murray, 28, who was released into this move, made his way back to Gillette Stadium in late November for a workout that led to a contract. The Williams and Mary product was initially signed as an undrafted free agent in 2020. He twice served as a standard elevation while spending the entirety of the 3 NFL seasons on the club's practice squad, end quote. Now, after 2023, he actually did join the Chicago Bears and made 43 appearances with them, most of those on special teams. But again, the Patriots are kind of setting up for long-term success, obviously, and trying to figure out what the best way is. And Mekhi Butler, being a UDFA, being a guy who they liked when they had him in training camp, ultimately just got kind of nixed in terms of slots on the practice squad after the first week. It shows that they like him. In my opinion, it shows that they really want to keep this team really young. Now, that's not the only quote-unquote signing news we have. Now, while this next part of it is not exactly a signing, it could lead to a potential one, as we have another workout that we are going to report on, hey, Mekhi Butler worked out last week, he signed this week, so you get the news right here first. Once again, hit that subscribe button. Before that, Oliver Thomas, a Pat's Pulpit guy once again, saying the Patriots had rookie linebacker Eugene Asante previously with the Dolphins in Browns in a workout for them today at the Patriots facilities. Now, to get a quick synopsis on Eugene Asante, he has appeared in the NFL, or not appeared in the NFL, I should say. He has been on NFL rosters, both, as they mentioned, with the Dolphins and Browns. Never been elevated, always on the practice squad. Was a UDFA out of college, spent time with both the University of North Carolina Tar Heels and the Auburn Tigers in his collegiate career, and actually had a redshirt year in 2022, but technically appeared in 6 seasons in college, which is crazy to think, but that's, I guess, how college football is going now. Actually had a really good final 2 years with Auburn. In 2023, he had 86 combined tackles, 55 of those solo, along with a pass deflection and 5 sacks. The next year, 2.5 sacks, 45 tackles, and 31 of those being solo. Actually, a really good linebacker. The intriguing part of this to me, the Patriots have plenty of linebackers, at least on the starting roster, which if you have a lot on your roster, you probably don't need too many on a practice squad. But hey, maybe they liked what they saw from him, and now that he's a free agent, they wanted to bring him in, see what they could do. Obviously, in this situation, you have to think about maybe some injuries or some other guys they don't trust. Obviously, we know that Anthony Jennings is still on this roster. However, the expectation from the Patriots is that he's a breaking case of emergency type option. He's not really going to do too much for them. Also, Harold Landry continues to be on the injury report every week with nagging injuries. I don't want to say that maybe this is a guy that you sign next week if you're able to become the AFC East champions by winning this weekend, and you can potentially level him up, let him play a little bit, give some of your other linebackers, i.e. Harold Landry, a little bit of a break, but it does strike me as a bit intriguing when you talk about the amount of linebackers that they have on this roster. Looking at the prospect profile for Eugene Asante, he's 6'1.5", 223 pounds. He's about a 6 prospect grade, which this is all from NFL's Next Gen Stats based on their 40-yard dash, their jump, all the intangibles that you do with the combine and pro day and all that stuff. In theory, he should be a pretty good backup on an NFL roster, is what they kind of attributed to him. Has some pretty good athletic abilities, but right now just hasn't found a home. That leads me to my final thing here on Patriots Digest, which of course is the playoff clinching scenarios this week for the New England Patriots. We know. We want to win. And if you win, you're in the playoffs. You're also AFC champions. And Jace here gets a shirt. That's a pretty cool thing. I'm looking for a Super Bowl shirt, but I'll take an AFC East shirt because I haven't had one since I was, 18? 5 years. So would love one of those. But either way, they can clinch a playoff berth with a couple of different things. Obviously, with a win, playoff berth is on top of which. If they tie and the Los Angeles Chargers loses, or if New England ties and Houston loses or ties, or if New England ties and Indianapolis loses or ties, or if New England ties and Jacksonville loses, or the final one, if the Patriots lose, the Houston Texans lose, plus Indianapolis loss, as long as both games don't end in a tie. There's a lot of whole different things here. Basically, you can lose and technically in the playoffs. If you tie, you have a lot better chance of getting in the playoffs. You're 11-2. You got a pretty damn good shot to get in there. But ultimately, there's this. Drake Maye. Win the game, buddy. Win the game. Put your flag down because snow melts in May, and tonight, or rather Sunday afternoon, is going to be the time that the Patriots are going to step their foot back on top of the AFC East. And we're excited for it. So I hope you stick around and enjoy the content until then and after then. So for now, we're going to see you next time here on Patriots Digest. Go Pats, baby. Peace out.